Hi, I'm Sean Lawrenson for Fuel Technology. Picking the right street carb for your ride can be a difficult decision, but for a lot of gearheads, installing your new carb can be even tougher. So today, Teddy Barlow is here to help you with the finer points of installation and basic tuning.
Hi, I'm Teddy Barlow with Fuel Technology, and today I'm going to show you how to properly install the SS735VS Quick Fuel Technology carburetor and the Quick Cool Installer Kit. The first step to installation is you want to make sure that your intake surface is clean. You want to install a new gasket. Second step to this process is you want to take your Quick Cool Installer Kit and install it on top. Now this is a neat little deal here. What this thing does, it deflects the heat from the intake going up to the carburetor, allowing the carburetor to stay cool and the fuel to go into the intake clean and cold. Next step, you want to install a fresh new gasket. Then you want to install your spacer. Then last, a new gasket. The SS735VS has a vacuum secondary that you use for crankcase. It also has here a vacuum line that you're using for your transmission, and you also have down here ported vacuum, which is used for spark. And so is this one. Installation of your SS735VS carburetor goes as simple as this. First, gently set it down on your intake. Then you want to take your new nuts and washers and install them. Take your throttle bracket and install that also. Now, when tightening the nuts down on the carburetor, it's recommended that you use a torque wrench with 15 to 20 foot-pounds. But since we don't have one, we're going to go ahead and tighten it down with the old-fashioned 3/8 drive socket ratchet. You always want to crisscross when you do this, and please don't over-tighten it. Once you get your nuts tightened down, install your throttle cable and your transmission kickdown cable and your return spring. Okay, the next step we're going to install the vacuum lines, the fuel lines, and our electric choke wire. First you want to do is get your vacuum lines. Take your transmission line and install it. The distributor line and install it. Then you want to connect your fuel line up. Taking note, when connecting the fuel line up, it's not recommended that you put Teflon tape around the threads, because the Teflon tape can get inside the carburetor and block some of the seals up. Once you get it installed, you want to tighten it down with 11/16 wrench. Don't over tighten it. Last but not least, your electric choke wire. Now this wire is a 12-volt switch wire. It only activates when the key is turned on. Now, once your carburetor is installed, depending on your application, you may have to go and adjust the choke. Now take in mind, the choke is already preset by the factory. So, to adjust the choke, you loosen up the 3 screws that are on the side of the choke. Then to open the choke sum, you want to turn it clockwise. And to close it back to factory settings, you notice there's a small mark here. You can go right back to the head of the screw, and tighten it back down. After you get your choke set up, you want to check your four-corner idle mixture. These are located inside on the side of your metering blocks. There's one here, there's one here, and right here. Check this setup. You want to take the screw, take a screwdriver, and make it a clockwise turn until the screw stops. Once the screw stops, you want to turn it counterclockwise 1.5 turns out. You want to do this on all 4 of your screws. Once we do that, demonstrator, will you start it up, please? Our next step is we want to check the float levels of our primary and our secondary fuel bowls. Now, Quick Fuel Technology already presets your float levels halfway through the sight glass on their test engine based off 6.5 pounds of fuel pressure. Now, to adjust your float levels, you want to get a 5/8 wrench, a screwdriver. You want to loosen up your jam screw by turning it counterclockwise. Now, to make the adjustment on the float, by turning it clockwise, you turn the float down. By going counterclockwise, you bring the float level up. Now, take in mind, it would be a good idea to have a rag just in case you have fuel spillage. Once you get the desired float level, tighten up your locking nut, and you should be good to go. Okay, we want to check our clearance between our accelerator pump arm and our accelerator pump. You need a 14 thousandths feeler gauge. You want to slide it in between the arm and the bottom screw. If it's got clearance and it's not tight without pushing the arm down, you're good. But if not, you want to get a 3/8 wrench and a socket. By holding it, you can either rotate it down. By rotating counterclockwise, you will adjust the screw down for less clearance. And by going clockwise, you want to have more clearance. Then you want to check it again.
Thanks, Teddy. Those are all the static adjustments we can make prior to road testing the car. Now, we need to drive the car and ensure that there are no bogs or hesitations, and to see if our vacuum secondary opening point is correct. Now, the factory setting of a half turn out is a great place to start, but if there are bogs or hesitations, Quick Fuel's unique quick set adjustment screw makes for easy and virtually infinite adjustment of your vacuum secondary opening point. To open the vacuum secondary earlier, simply turn the screw out, and to open the secondary later, turn the screw back in. Now let's go road test the car.
All right, we're going to play around a little bit more with this throttle response and make sure we're good to go.
There you have it. The performance of the SS735 speaks for itself. No bogs, no hesitations, and it pulled strong right off the line. It's easy to see the difference basic tuning and adjustment can make. For more information, go to quickfueltechnology.com.